Friends, today we are going to start another chapter from your syllabus, that is Gopal and the Hilsa Fish. This chapter is given in the form of a comic. I know you all people enjoy reading a comic and enjoy the funny stories presented along with the illustrated work. So let's begin our chapter. In this chapter, you'll see four main characters. One is Gopal, Gopal's wife, then king, courtiers, and many people in the market side. So let us begin. It was the season of Hilsa fish. People, the season of Hilsa fish. You can just imagine that since the summer has started, we all are talking about mango because they are the season's fruit. So we love to eat mangoes. So this is how we can just identify the people's craving and people's love for Hilsa fish. So this was a season of Hilsa fish. Hilsa fish was going on everywhere, and people are just talking about nothing but Hilsa fish. Even the court was not an exception. Even in the king's court, all the people, leaving all the matters aside, were talking about just the Hilsa fish. The king, he was tired of all this thing. He didn't want to hear the name again. So he made an announcement to buy a Hilsa fish and to bring it to the palace without anyone asking a word about it. So now the king challenges to people that I want to see one person bringing a Hilsa fish to me, and I don't want him to be interrupted by anybody while coming to my court and meeting me. I don't want anybody to ask him anything. Only if he fulfills this condition, I'm going to accept it. So, Gopal, one of the courtiers, he accepts the challenge. He was a wise man and he gave a thought of doing it and finally accepted the challenge. Okay, now what he does, he start doing preparation for it. He goes to his home and tries to do something so that he cannot be fall into the trap. He can just go fulfill his challenge. So what he does, he goes there and just half shave his face. His wife asks him, okay, what is he doing? This is I think silly, or we can call it funny too, that half face was shaved and the another half was unshaved. And he says, I'm just going to buy Hilsa fish. He pretends that he has gone crazy, he has become insane, and this is how he was thinking of tricking people. So half shave, he then smears some ash on his face. Means he mask his face with ash. थोड़ा सा राख जो होता है वो अपने फेस पे लगा लेता है. So the wife was really annoyed. She wanted to know what actually has happened. She was thinking that her husband is gone crazy. So now he also wear torn clothes, and after wearing torn clothes, he just steps out of his house and goes to marketplace. When he is in the market, then people were all they were just curious to know what happened to this man. He was a well behaving man earlier. Now see what has happened to him. They all were laughing at him and making fun of him. Some were even giving him strange looks because he was looking too silly. But nobody asked about that Hilsa fish which he was carrying. So finally, he manages to reach to the palace. Now the guards, they stop him. When the guard stops him, he just asks them that he wants to meet the king. Okay, so the guard, they did not allow him to enter because they think him as a silly person, no, so they didn't allow him. But still he starts singing loudly, and finally the people has to these guards has to the guard have to allow him to enter. Now inside the palace also, nobody talks about the Hilsa fish, and they all just are giving him strange looks and are talking about the strange weird appearance. Okay, so now he meets the king. Gopal, he meets the king. The king is also shocked to see this man like this. No, earlier he was a wise man. So finally, the king asked him, what is this? Why he has entered into the court in such a state, wearing torn clothes, face smeared with ash, and then half shaved face. Then the boy, then Gopal reminds the king about the challenge. Now the king was astonished. Okay, so this is the question, this is the thing. Now king, he congratulates Gopal for achieving the impossible task, and this is how the story ends. So I hope students you have enjoyed the